Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Sorry I've been kind of on a hiatus, but I've been making music and trying to really improve my production game and everything. And so I've learned a lot of things, and I think that the biggest thing that I've learned over the months has been using EQ. And so I kind of want to go over that today with you guys. Um, I know most of you know what an EQ is, but I just kind of want to go into detail of how I use it to really take my productions to the next level. Um, I think the main thing that I've learned and that you should do is learning how to use a high pass filter. And how you do this in the parametric EQ for Fruity Loops, you right click here and you can choose a high pass like this. And so this is a high pass. What it's doing is it's cutting all the noise below whatever point um, you decide to set it at. Um, and the Q or bandwidth is sets how great the slope is, but you can also determine, you can also say in the order section how steep you want it. It can be really steep like this, or you can even do more gentler ones like that, and just kind of really shape it to how you need your sound to be. This is really important because you don't want to clog your mix in this low section of the spectrum, because there's not much room here for many sounds to be. Up here, as you can see, it says 5K, 10K, and up. There's lots of space in the frequency spectrum for these sounds to sit. So up here, you don't really need to worry about cutting too much of the sounds. But down here, you've only got 20 to 100. You know, there's 80 hertz here, but up here there's 8,000 or whatever, you know, however many. There's a lot more up here. There's a lot more space up here. So um, any sound that does not need bass notes or bass frequencies, you can high pass it. And I actually recommend doing it even if you don't notice that there's low frequencies in the sound, because sometimes it can be there, and it just takes away the mud. And especially if you're working with audio files that have been recorded, a lot of times there's tones and sub frequencies that kind of sit under on the audio file, and you just cut those out to clean up your sound. And the way that I kind of determine where the point to set my low pass is finding the fundamental, which usually, you know, depending on the sound, I'll actually pull up the sound real quick and show you guys. So on a keyboard, I just play like a middle note right here. I'll just put something down. And then just link it in here. Okay, so it's going to be going through this EQ now. So the way that I set the high pass is just by taking away too much and then bringing it back until it sounds natural, but you know, it still takes away a good amount of the low bass frequencies. So I'll show you that now. So that's one way to do it with a simple parametric EQ, but I also like to use a different EQ that has a linear line for the tone of the sound. I'll show you that with the iZotope EQ. Ignore this line; it's just a matching line. But you'll see a line similar to this one for the frequency when the piano plays. So as you notice over here, there was some frequencies that you don't hear or really notice, but they're there, and that's why you high pass. So I'm going to do the same thing. So right about there, it's sounding pretty good to me, but I'm gonna change the slope to kind of match how the waveform slopes down. So I can do a pretty steep cut right here. Obviously, if I was playing lower notes, it would have a different effect on the sound. And for me, that sounds pretty good. And so I would do I would apply this EQ trick to every single instrument that is not a bass or kick drum or sub bass. Those are your three main things. Even on basses, I would cut up to about 100 hertz because the sub bass is lying generally in this area, the 40K, the high 30s, and then the low 50s. That's where you want your sub bass to sit, and you can see right here, this is the peak. This is from another song. This is just a snapshot of the spectrum over there. I think Dallas K, a Dallas K track. So this is his spectrum, and so this is the point where his sub bass lies. So yeah, that's it, guys. Using the high pass, it'll help you really clean up your mixes and make your tracks hopefully sound more professional. Peace.